going to happen, isn't it? Coming up, we discuss the possibility of Leicester City producing one of the biggest shocks not only in football but sporting history. Surely now it's only Spurs that can catch them at the top of the table after that win over Bournemouth. And after the Manchester derby, we ask, is it possible that there will be no teams from Manchester in the Champions League next season? ESPN FC is next. Welcome to the show then. I'm Dan Thomas, joined today by Stevie Nicol, Ali Moreno and Craig Burley. If that wasn't enough, we also welcome Ian Darke and Rafa Honigstein to the programme. Now, it's as you were then at the top of the table in the Premier League with Leicester, Spurs and Arsenal all winning. However, it's still 5 points that separate Leicester and Spurs at the top of the table with just 7 matches to go. The SPI now saying that it is a 78% chance that Leicester are going to win the league. It's going to happen, Craig.
I hope so.
There is a feeling, isn't there, from anyone but Spurs fans, you want to see this become reality?
Well, I think most people do, yeah. Most people do. And they're getting over the line. It wasn't easy for them at Crystal Palace. They haven't played well against Norwich and did okay against West Brom, got a draw. And so it has become a little difficult for them, but they're still getting over the line. And I hope they go and do it. And it looks like that's going to happen.
Ian Darke, we've been looking, haven't we? We've been waiting for the bubble to burst, and with 7 matches to go, it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
No, I think they're absolutely nerveless. They're that kind of characters, I think, at Leicester City, the players. Some teams, when the heat is on at the end of the season, they would shrivel a little. But I think these players are absolutely enjoying it. If you look at it, they keep on winning by 1-0, and there were no real signs that they were going to crumple, even against a Crystal Palace side who were going at them hell for leather, really, because Palace are starting to need the points down towards the bottom. Another great win for them. I don't think they're going to stop, you know.
And Ian brings up a good point, isn't it? They're doing it just by 1-goal margins, but they're doing it comfortably in that way. Does that make sense?
Well, they've been doing it recently by 1-goal margins. But let's be honest, this is a team that from the very first kick of the season has been exciting to watch. Not just because of the story, but the way they play the game. You know, they try and get forward. They don't pass it sideways, they pass it forward. The only thing they want to do is score goals and get in the opposition penalty box. Now, what they've done better than anybody expected is defend. You know, with Huth and Morgan, I certainly thought that would be their Achilles heel, but the two of them have been absolutely fantastic.
Yet you feel, when you look at Leicester, and then how about we compare it to Chelsea last year, that in the second half of the season, it was a struggle to get results. Are they parking the bus? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? Are they just kind of getting over the line? Well, it doesn't matter because they won the championship, right? And so it's the same story for Leicester to some degree. The only difference is that Leicester is not parking the bus. That Leicester is playing the way that they know how to play. Now, it suits them better when they play against a team that are supposed to be favorites. That's supposed to be a bigger club. They're supposed to have the ball. They have the burden of possession because that frees Leicester to do the things that they do better, which is the counter-attacking opportunities. But even having said that, there were opportunities for Riyad Mahrez to score a second goal in that game. There was a penalty kick that Robert Huth should have gotten when he got his jersey taken off, and that should have been a penalty. So there are opportunities that they're still creating. They're still aggressive in the way they play, and the performances of guys like Drinkwater and Kante continue to carry this team forward. It's an impressive story, and it's one that I'm out and cheering for, because, look, to be quite honest, this is something that I think we would all benefit from.
Let's compare and contrast here with a team we're probably going to talk about a bit later, but a multi-million-dollar team, Man City. Right, they've got better defenders, but Leicester defend better because Huth and Morgan, particularly Stevie mentioned them, they attack the ball. They're aggressive. You know, if you look at Di Michaelis and Mangala, they should be much better organised, but they're not. You've got fullbacks that want to go forward and want to defend. You've got midfielders that want to do every facet of the game, including work hard. You've got wide players, and I'm thinking about Mahrez, who's got guile and who's got that pass that can open a defence of that goal, but he wants to work for the team as well, unlike some of the City players. And then you've got a striker in Okazaki, who's a great compliment to Jamie Vardy, but his work rate is incredible as well. So if you compare City and their sort of domestic demise at the moment with all the stars they've got and compare Leicester, there is no comparison really in terms of the fact what Leicester are doing on the field and getting the basics right.
Raf, I want to bring you into the conversation. Leicester now very much on the radar and football fans, indeed sports fans here in the US. It's the same in Europe, I imagine, as well, isn't it? Just Leicester grabbing the headlines outside of the domestic leagues.
Of course, everybody in Germany loves the story because of Robert Huth, because they are the underdogs, pulling off a miracle in modern football, but also I think in the way that they're showing up. All these big boys with all the money and all the spending, they're all underachieving, but it's little Leicester, the team that everybody wrote off, show that money isn't everything, but actually commitment, playing as a team, tactically an identity that's very clear, can trump the big money. And I think that's a lesson, or that's a message that a lot of Germans really like about this team.
It is great. And